All right, I hope we remember how to do this. We haven't been together in a while, so welcome back, fellas, for another episode. Uh, we're here with my co-hosts, Walter Hall and Chet Bowen III. It's good to see you guys. Good to get back in touch with each other and talk. I know summer started, end of school, all that stuff. We've all kind of had something going on in one way or another that's prevented us to get together. So good to have you guys back. Let's see if we can have some happy thoughts, huh, Walter, and just sing Kumbaya and not disagree with each other, you
Thank
know?
you. Thank you. I was hoping you'd say that. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
God, do you guys want to talk? You want to talk it out right now?
I feel
Love
like
you,
we already
boys. I
did. I
love you,
feel like we
boys.
already did. Yeah. Tell us how your week's been, Wally. Or since the last
Uh,
time. You don't need to give us the
yeah, no,
rundown, but like,
my last week's been like the previous 4 weeks. It's baseball and softball season. So we are, from when we leave the house to go to work in school in the morning, we are going two different directions until 8 o'clock at night, and then we come home. We shovel food in our face and we go to bed, and then we get up and do it over again. And this has been my life for a month. And occasionally we'll shoehorn in some football or some dance or scouts or something like that. But that's pretty much it. The weather started to turn nice. I'm going out of town this weekend,
Nice.
so it's been good. It's been good, busy. I've seen a lot of chat recently. I think that's good. We,
Yeah,
we had a good we had a good time a couple weekends ago.
absolutely.
was
Yep.
that the zip line with
It sure
Jeff?
The
was.
zip line,
Yep.
the
Nice,
functional
you
the
guys.
the functional zip line.
Hmm.
Nice, you guys got it up and running and say OSHA ready. Like, no, it's not. No safety protocol whatsoever.
No, I can't imagine. I mean, it's not unsafe. Like I sent and I would send my kid down it. Um, I think there's things you can do to make it safer. All of our kids almost broke a limb going down the first
Yep. I
time,
was going to say
but
there
I
was at
think
least all of them got hurt.
Chet's son especially, I thought almost broke his ankle. Tough. The kids are tough though, and nobody
They
broke
are.
anything, and it's still existent. So
Yep.
That's good,
They
man.
all
Kids
pop
are
back up.
resilient.
They are. They are.
That's good.
mm-hmm.
Chat, how have you been, man? What's new with you?
In the past week, so it's been like to Wally's point, very similar. But then uh, just last night, my daughter got a couple of really cool awards, like a cheerleading leadership award, honor roll award. While that was happening, and it sucked that I couldn't be there, but Sabrina was there, and I was coaching baseball. Cameron found his bat, single, double, triple, five RBIs, got a starting pitcher, got the win, got six strikeouts, like just was on fire. And that it was a playoff game, so it was when the pressure was on. So that was really fun. The whole team like did a great job. For him to find his bat, he had a hard time hitting all season long, and for him to find it that night was really cool. And then we all came home and celebrated together. It was really nice. Like everyone's happy for each other. And then today, Haley graduated eighth grade. Cameron had a choice to go or not go. He made the choice to go. I was really proud of him. My dad came up, and that was cool. So then I got home, and here I am with you guys.
That's awesome. That's
What
cool.
about you,
That's
Nate?
cool that eh, not much, just hanging out. I helped Jose move.
Yeah.
I went down there. We moved his apartment. Most of the heavy stuff or bulky stuff, it wasn't really heavy, but helped him move. Spend some time with him and his daughter. His daughter's going through the State Trooper Academy. She's about to graduate. I think she graduated this weekend or
Oh,
this
sweet.
week. So yeah, she's on patrol
Very cool.
probably next week or whatever, doing her little probationary period, but excited for her. Yeah. And then that's about it, man. That's what prevented me from getting on. I think we had, again, we went back and forth with your father had a birthday party, Wally.
He had
Big old
75th last week.
shindig. I'm
Yep,
sure that was awesome.
awesome,
How
great.
did yeah, how'd your nephew do in baseball? I saw that the team Winnisquam made
You
it to
know,
the playoffs, but
they did. I went to the game. It was an unbelievable baseball game. Like really, they ended up losing 2-1. to Belmont, who's now in the championship game. I think they played the championship game this weekend. They played it 2-1. Winnisquam had the bases loaded with their best hitter up with 2 outs in the seventh inning. Um, so I mean, they were there. They're right there. And with the amount of freshmen and sophomores they have in their team, their best player is a sophomore. They started 4 freshmen. Their starting pitcher and catcher were both sophomores. And again, they started 4 freshmen. This team's poised to be very good for the next couple of years. I'm excited to watch them develop. It's going to be a fun team to watch. It was a great baseball game to watch. It's like as a fan, it was a great baseball game to watch.
That's good.
It sucks that they lost. It sucks that they lost, but again, it showed me that they're right there. They're right there.
Nice.
Freddie's got them playing good ball.
That's good. Yeah, I was watching them in with a lot of hope, hope that they do well. The season
Yep.
went okay, and I know they weren't a high seed, but I was hoping that they do well or make a run in the playoffs. But they ended up what was Belmont, like the second seed, so they that was the,
Second
that
or
was the
third, yeah,
first, yeah, that was
yeah,
the first
second seed,
round
I
of the
think.
playoffs, and
And they were up against the best, the Division Three. The Winnisquam's in Division Three now. The Division Three baseball player of the year. They were telling me he's the best player. That Belmont pitcher is the best player in Division Three. I don't know enough about Division Three to say whether that's true or not, but that's what my brother told me.
How many divisions in New Hampshire?
4. It's
There's
similar to the
four.
last. Like we were at. It was what was it? L. I
MLS or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
MLS.
Yeah,
Class
we
M,
were
Class
M. We
L.
were M.
Yeah, we
We were
were.
M. And we had S below us, but there was one between us and L, and I don't remember what it was.
So now it's
I
just
was
one
it
through
class I. It
four.
was class I. Yeah, now it's just 1 through 4,
Okay,
and they move
that
more
makes
freely.
sense.
The teams like some of your sports can be one division, and some of your sports can be in a different division.
I like that.
I don't understand it.
I
But
do. I like that actually.
I don't understand that either. Why?
I,
Why would
I
they
always assumed
do?
it was population based. That was
Yeah,
my assumption. It was
it
just
doesn't
based
matter
on
how
the
many
No,
number.
player. It's not.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It shouldn't be based off of how many players want to play football. It should be based off of how many players you can pick out of
But
the talent pool.
the one factor that makes sense in that is it also is how many teams there are that play said sport. So if it's a sport that not every team plays and there are
Uh,
fewer teams, there's going to be less division. So I understand that to a certain extent. But yeah,
yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't understand how like a Division Four could have a football team that plays in Division Three because
yeah,
some of the Division Fours around them don't have a football team like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry, you got to travel. Sorry. Play each other 3 times. All right, let's talk a little bit about the future. I don't know if you guys have some topics that you want to dial in on, but I'm going at some point I'm gonna try and get Trisha, who was previously Trisha LaChapelle. I'm not sure what her name is now, but she's been doing some things that some of my friends at the gym do in bringing attention to menopause, premenopause, the prevention and awareness, and how you can prevent it somewhat with diet, exercise, and some hormone therapy stuff. So I'd like to get her on here at some point and talk about that. I hope you guys are interested in that, or if you want me to let you know when I'm doing that, and you that way you don't dial in, just let me know.
I'm
But
good.
she's now she was a I believe she was a registered nurse. Now she's finished her NPR, so she's a non-practicing resident, right? Or I don't know. You guys fill in the blanks. She is an NPC, I think, is what it's called, and she kind of owns her own practice now, dealing with doing this same thing with, helping women go through menopause, get them on, help with that chemical imbalance, because some of it can be extremely painful. So yeah, we're gonna get her on, or I'm gonna get her on at some point and talk to her about that and have a conversation, and hopefully she's been doing a lot of stuff to get people aware of that. And I feel like I don't know how it is up there, but down here pretty well known. It's like hormone therapy around here. It's that well known, and most people are doing something about it, trying to prevent it and educating themselves on it. So, do y'all have anything as far as a topic that we want to discuss in the future?
Yeah. So my boy Brian, he's been on here before, but we were talking more just on our own subject, but he could certainly talk about acquired brain disorder and some of the newer technologies around recovering from that, including equine therapy, those kinds of things. We could bring him on
Mhm.
if we get back into bringing guests on. I'm sure he'd love to do that.
What's
And I'll,
equine therapy?
it's like
Horses.
horses. So like the simplest way to explain it is like some people who have a brain injury, their neurological pathways never reconnect. But for some reason, if you involve a horse and they're on a horse or they're on a wagon that a horse is taking them on, and you start to teach them, you take the yellow ball, put it into the blue bucket, and you do that over and over and over again for a while, somehow that happens, and then your brain, there's an elasticity to it where it can actually heal and essentially find new pathways to make it all work. He's been through it. He's open about it, so he'd be willing to talk about it. I'm certainly interested in it, so we could definitely do that at some point.
Yeah, that would be a good topic. He's always welcome, so
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
whenever. But I know all about equine therapy because there's I've been exploring options here for that for PTSD and just
Yep.
I don't know, just getting into a barn and shoveling horse shit and and combing them down and riding them and walking them, all that stuff. The horses are very gentle creatures and
They are.
they're they're just somewhat lovable too, just the way that they look at you. So
In
yeah,
tune. They're
that'll be
very in
cool.
tune.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Wally, do you have anything you want to talk about in the future?
Nothing. I know. I mean, I've been itching to talk about kind of some of the stuff that's been going on lately, in regards to politics and whatnot. You know
Yeah.
me, I'm always up for a good check in on the war, check in on the economy.
Yep.
Okay.
Always. Me too.
Well, something we've gotten away from is Walt's pizza money.
And that is something we've gone away from. This is a weird time of year to bet too. I don't really watch enough baseball to bet on it. Educate. I'd almost bet on the WNBA before I bet on MLB. Um, and especially if my team's not doing well, like the Red Sox aren't, I don't know. But I'm open. I'm open to suggestions. Listen, I'd like to find that passion again. So if you're interested, let me know. I'm sure we figure. How about the World Cup? I bet we could bet on the World Cup. Are you going to be watching that?
I mean, I'll pay attention to it for sure. I want to watch more. I
Yeah,
just don't know. My interest is in USA, but I also
sure.
understand that the best players aren't in the US. The best players are
Yep,
on other teams, so I definitely want to pay more attention to that. So, but yeah, I'm down for it. I just was wondering if you wanted to kind of bring that back, and obviously I know it'll come
sure,
back. I'd like it to come back with football once
for
football
sure.
starts
Definitely
for
come back to
sure.
football.
Yeah.
Yeah, go into next week. I'll do some research and I'll get. I'll come with three picks.
Okay. Got it. Let me see.
Three picks next week. Oh, actually, yeah, next week I'm good. I'm good to go next week.
All right, so let's get into it and let's start talking about I guess let's talk about the NFL because we haven't talked Patriots in a
Sure.
minute.
Love it. All
Yep.
day.
Obviously, we know what's going on with the Patriots. They finally traded for AJ Brown, long awaited. We went back and forth. I thought it would cost them more. I'm happy that it didn't. I just thought that it would cost them more. I thought some other teams would get involved. Uh, and who knows who was involved specifically. I thought for sure LA trading for Miles Garrett, that definitely took them out of the running as far as just salary structure and all that stuff. So that was one team that was off the table that same day. But I wouldn't have been surprised again if they were involved in talks to drive the price up, I'm super happy we got our number one.
Hmm.
I mean, who knows what it looks like, but that definitely changes the outlook on the season for me as far as wins and losses. And we don't need to go, maybe not this week, game by game and figure out what their record's going to be, but they still have a tough schedule. But I think this helps them tremendously uh, on both sides of the ball. If an offense that can score more points, fairly more reliable, somebody that stretches the defense, makes again pulls the linebackers and DBs out of position. That helps the running game. And with everything that's happened with Josh McDaniels in the past, with having a number one wide receiver in the first year specifically of that tenure, having a wide receiver, they've all had over 100 yards and probably a career season for their stats. So it's going to be. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens this season. But you guys can, Wally, what's your thoughts on the trade? How do you feel about it?
I'm excited for the trade. I guess I didn't have a good enough picture uh, before the trade of what his contract looks like for us, because that's probably the best part. It's a very affordable contract for a top tier talent, because it was post June 1st. I mean, it worked out very well for us. What is it, like 7 million this year to our
Hmm.
to our cap or something crazy like that? Now he's going to demand a. If he has a big year, he's going to hold out or he's going to ask
Mhm.
for a contract extension. I mean, but I think that going in, right? Which is why I didn't want those two first round draft picks for that exact reason. Um, I'm happy with where we're at. I still think that I don't think we overpaid for him. I think there's a lot of people that Philly's saying we overpaid for him, which I
Hmm.
I think it's a good the going rate. Like I was saying, and I think I said on here, one first round draft pick, but I would have been okay with a 2 and a 4, 2 and a 5. Um, but I think I agree with you everything you said about what he does for this offense, the options that he opens up. It's funny to hear Josh McDaniels compared him to Gronk in terms of his ability to impact the games, which I thought was a really interesting quote. Um, Big guy, he's saying and doing the right things. So I'm excited to see what he brings. Um, People are talking about whether or not we're still going to bring Diggs back. The only thing I say to that is we still need to address a pass rush, and I don't know if we want that much money wrapped up in wide receivers. I kind of like the way our room looks this year right now.
Yeah.
And I want to see guys like Kyle Williams still develop. Like I really think I'd like to see him get some more reps, some more throws his way.
Yeah.
Um, and you got to assume there's going to be a trade, right? Everyone's talking about Keyshawn
Butte. Yeah.
Butte. Well, what are your thoughts, Jeff?
So I think that we got a very good deal for Brown, but I think that when you help a team not only make but win a Super Bowl, I think you have the ability to at least request certain teams you would go to. And I think there's part of that to this, which is why Howie Roseman has to say that, oh yeah, the Patriots overpaid and did all that. But I think we got him for a good deal because he really wanted to come to us, and I think Philly did right by him in a lot of ways to send him over here. So I think he's excited to be here. Whenever you get a guy like that with that talent excited to be with your team, let's go. I think that's great. I want nothing more than to bring Steph Diggs back if we can. Like I would be thrilled with that. Even if we are a little bit weaker somewhere else, because when he was the number two in Houston, he was awesome for them. He tore his ACL, which sucked, but like I think they would have been a way better team with him as the number two. Um, Kayshawn, I love Kayshawn, but like for in the win now mentality we have, bringing Stephon Diggs back, I think makes sense. I don't love that our second rounder is holding out, edge rusher. I don't love that. I know it's the business of the game, but like, don't love that. And I think a Belichick run team, he'd probably be cut by now for holding out. Like, F him, like that kind of thing. I like that Vrabel has not done that yet, but I want to see him come in and. I agree with you, Wally, on Kyle Williams. I definitely do not want to see him be sort of a, sacrificial lamb in this whole thing. I hope we keep him up and running. So I'm excited. I'll tell you right now, 11 wins is what I think. And I've gone
Wow.
through it. I've gone through it each and every way. There's no way we get to 14 again. The schedule is way different than last year.
Do they win the AFC East?
Ooh, let's get there. Let's get there. Let's get
11
there closer
wins
to
though.
August.
11 I feel like 11 wins should get them there.
But
You know what I mean?
Buffalo schedule could have them at, they could even split with us and they could still get 12 or 13. So we'll see.
Yeah,
But
Wally, I agree with you on the pass rush. Like, and I'm again, I'm always when I watch ESPN or I see things come across the ticker at the bottom. The Philadelphia Eagles, man, they continue to make moves that just make sense. And like, I don't know if you saw the move that they make to get an edge rusher from Buffalo. That guy had a contract agreement with he was a free agent, had a contract agreement with Cleveland. Cleveland decided not to have him come bring him in and sign the contract, even though there was a verbal agreement or however it worked. And then Philadelphia swoops in and gets a guy for 5 million for 1 year, $5 million. Like that's a bargain, for an edge rusher, a proven edge rusher, above normal in his rankings at that position as well. Like Andy's played in Buffalo, so he understands the structure of the AFCs. Why are we not involved in those signings and those dealings? Because I would have jumped in again if it's me. I like spending other people's money. So if it's me, I'd be like, I'll give you 7 million. Like, come on over here. Like, I mean, and I don't know how Rob Kraft would feel about that. And maybe again, you like to think that Vrabel knows what he's doing, and maybe he's got an idea what they're going to do moving forward, whether it's Bosa, whether it's, there's a few other pass rushers out there, edge rushers out there that are still available, but I feel like Bosa's going to be he's a bigger name and he's going to be more money than that. So I do hope that Diggs comes back. I hope we get him at a discount,
yep,
I
yep.
don't want to overspend for that and not have the money to spend on an edge rusher. And again, I point that contract out with the Philadelphia Eagles swooping in because it's a 1 year deal, man. Like, that's the kind of thing that we need to be doing is like getting players, proven players that need to have a prove it year. And then, they're going to go all out for you. And then hopefully, again, either a discount or if you can sign them to a multi-year deal after that, then let's lock them up. But I don't know. I just maybe they have again Vrabel and his staff have a better idea of
Well,
or vision for the
they're thinking the second
defense
round
that they
pick.
have in the room. Yeah,
Yep,
that they have in the room. So
yep.
I mean, but I'd love to see them get another edge rusher. I would have loved. It's a coin toss, but man, Miles Garrett would look good in a Patriots
Oh,
uniform,
he
wouldn't
would. He would.
They paid for him.
They
he? They
did.
did pay
Oh
for
yeah,
him. They
they.
did pay for.
Jared Verse is no joke. Jared
Mhm.
Verse is a stud.
He's
Yep.
not. He's not. But he's got a long way to go to be Miles
I
Garrett.
agree. I agree. But
Everybody
it's
has a
not.
long way to go to be
He's.
Miles Garrett.
Yeah,
They,
that's
I
true.
mean,
But
he's an all-pro level player, right? I mean, or certainly a Pro Bowl level player. I think most lists have him as a top five defensive end. Now, again, Miles Garrett is a transcendent,
Miles
all-time
Garrett.
great player. I get that, but I think there's an age discrepancy there as well, right? Jared Verse is younger. I mean, he was just drafted a
yeah,
couple of years ago.
yeah,
Um, so,
100%.
and what two first-round picks?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
they
a
gave him
haul.
everything
That's a haul.
because they're going to win the Super Bowl this year, or at least that's what they believe. And I
Yeah,
understand that. I understand going for it. If you get a chance, go
yeah,
for it.
yeah. I agree. I agree. Next year's draft is supposed to be a great one.
Yep.
it is, and that's why also I'm happy with the way things went down with AJ Brown because
Yeah,
we didn't give up a first round
yeah.
next year. It's a
Yep.
first round in 2028, so that worked out really well for us. Even though it's still we're projecting or wanting it to be, the 30th or the 31st pick in that
But
draft, but you know,
no, we want 32nd, and we want nothing less than 32nd,
yeah,
if possible.
100%, 100%. That Garrett Miles trade though, the one thing I'm sure you guys heard about it, but the Rams last year were second in the league in third down, third and seven right? Second in the league. So with the defense that they already had, and then they had Miles Garrett, like if they lead the league again or are second, and the only other team that was better than them at forcing 3rd and 7 or more yards was Denver, and Denver led the league in sacks, and the Rams were second in sacks. So I almost wonder why, when you look at those stats, why did they make the trade to give up arguably their best pass rusher, who's younger, who hasn't been paid yet, to get somebody that is definitely proven, future Hall of Famer, the best that is, I'm not sure. Do you think this puts them over the edge and gets them to the Super Bowl? Because if you look at that Seattle game, which, the Rams versus Seattle in the playoffs,
Mhm.
I don't know if it was their defense and the lack of pass rush that was the issue as far as the reason why they didn't beat the Seahawks. You know what I mean?
They seem to think so. So they must see something within their defensive front that tells them that Miles Garrett's a better fit than whatever they had, and they think that must do it. Because that's a good point. Like they were great last year in that same area. So all I can think of is they must see something to give up that much. They must see something that puts Miles Garrett as their X factor somehow.
Well, I think you can say he's the best player in football right now.
Yeah.
And I know that quarterbacks are weighted heavier, and I get that, so that's always going to skew that. But I think that if you're looking at the pantheons of all-time greats at the respective, I think he's head and shoulders the best defensive player in football. Um, is there a head and shoulders best offensive player in football right now? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah,
But I
I'd
think
say it's
everyone
either
universally, but either who,
I'd say it's either Matt Stafford or Patrick Mahomes, to be honest with you. One of those two.
sure,
Best
yeah.
best offensive player.
But I think there's an argument that can be made there. I think there are people that would say other guy. I think there's a Josh Allen contingent that probably say he's got a seat at that table. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Ah, interesting. Anything else happen in the NFL that you guys wanted to talk about? Nothing. I really
That's it,
like our
man. I mean,
receiver room. You said that already. I really like our receiving room. I don't like that the guy that we just signed, Julian Hill, is on the injured reserve for the year.
yeah,
But I
Ray's got
also
on there.
like I also like the fact that AJ Brown could line up as a tight end in 13 formation, and he gets a linebacker. That would be, again, the scheme that Josh McDaniels has to cook up is making
Yeah.
sure that AJ Brown is defended by a linebacker. And I mean, I just foresee if Josh McDaniels has the same year that he did this year as he did last year, he was somewhat of a mastermind. I just
Yeah.
wanted to see more adjustments. He was listening to me for a little bit, but he
You
kind
say
of
he's a
kind of tuned
mastermind.
he tuned
I heard it.
Are you going to sit
I heard
here
it.
with Chet and I and admit that Josh McDaniel had a great year last year? Because we debated this no less than
I've already
35
done. I've
times.
already I've already said that though. I already said that. Last like literally before the season ended. When he was awarded the best what was it?
The
Best
coordinator of the year
yeah.
or the assistant of the
I
year or whatever.
As
I
it should have
admitted
been.
it. I admitted it. But I
Well,
still
he didn't
question
have a great playoffs. He didn't have a great
Yeah,
playoffs.
Super Bowl definitely. Still question the
Um,
tactics and the way that he employed his offensive weapons for sure. 100%.
well, and I think that I'm happy with what we've done this off season as well. But we haven't really addressed our. I mean, we've added pieces to the offensive line, but that's still the biggest question mark, right? That's still
Yeah.
the one that's going to be like if you point to an area where you're still concerned. I want a pass rusher. I agree. We have some dogs on that defensive line though. Our offensive line, like we added some pieces, we added some periphery, late first tackle. We signed
Yep.
an often injured guard, and you hope that people to get better, right? I'm a little nervous about offensive line, and I think we all ought to be. because
I
they
mean, we
were
should because
terrible.
there's no guarantee, but we made steps to make improvements, right? Like we signed the
Hopefully,
people we signed. Well, I mean, there's no other reason why we signed them or drafted them other than
right. But
that they're
it's not like you're
they're an
bringing in
improvement.
AJ. You're not like bringing in, and I use AJ Brown, but like a stud like that. You didn't bring in any like
Right. You didn't.
Pro Bowl caliber player like you did on at wide receiver.
Correct. So yeah,
Hoping Will
it's a
Campbell.
question mark, but go
I
ahead.
just hope the Will Campbell injury is the reason why he looked less because he wasn't doing poorly prior to the injury. Came back, they plugged him in. I think they were kind of stubborn with it, honestly, after the injury. And maybe
Yeah.
that's where Caleb Lobu comes in this year, as like if Will Campbell struggles again after an injury, Lobu can be plugged in. He's a depth piece, and then he turns into a starter down the line. Don't know. I don't know who they could have even. I do think there was one name out there they could have gotten as a free agent that they didn't get, which did kind of puzzle me, but I can't remember who it was. Trying to remember where it came from, but I think they can still make moves. I mean, we're still in the offseason. We'll see if they make any do anything else with it, but uh, I agree. But I'm just hoping Will Campbell is a stud. We still think he can be a stud. Maybe Lomu goes to right tackle. You know, we could make it work. I
Yep.
Yeah. No, there's some question marks, but biggest question mark on defense is what's going on with Gonzalez.
Oh
DB,
man,
what's up with that?
Yeah. What's going on with my camera?
I don't
I
know,
don't
but they got
know.
to
I
pay
was gonna
Gonzalez.
ask you. I thought you were doing some
Huh.
things you didn't want us to see.
No, I
We
don't
can
know.
see you
I don't
now.
know why I did that.
But I mean, Gonzalez,
But
pay the guy. Is there a reason we're not paying him? Like
No, there's no reason. We need to pay him. Injuries,
he
right? Injuries would be the reason.
yeah, but I agree. Sorry. I'm not saying you're saying anything wrong. I agree with that. But I'm looking at him going like he in the playoffs was out fucking standing.
So good.
Like you want players who step up and have their biggest moments
Mhm.
in those games. Like what are you doing? Why are you messing around with this? He's showing up too. He's going to be at he's at practice right
Yeah, the
now.
fact that he's at camp is, it's a sign that negotiations are moving forward, not stagnant. So
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of numbers.
Yeah.
I really hate it though when everybody always says, oh, that's the business side of it. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
We're just going to focus on football.
It's
I
football.
hate that because yeah, there is a business side and we want to discuss it. Like, and it benefits both sides if you discuss it out in the open, to be honest with you.
No,
But
I used to hate that as a purist, as someone who just liked to sit down, watch the Patriots play, root for my team to win, move on with my life. I used to hate it, but now I'm fascinated by it. When they talk about how someone sets the market and I watch how it all works, like it's because I'm older now, obviously, that I understand it better. That I'm fascinated by that part of the business now. It's part of the sport. It's what makes it. That's what makes a GM. You should have literally all pro GMs. You know what I mean? Like they make a difference.
actually, that was one of Brady's point uh, a while ago. And I've talked about it before, where Brady had a conversation about, you know, why you rank us as players. Why are our contingents or our coaches not ranked as well? Like if I'm an all-star caliber quarterback or all-pro caliber quarterback and I have the worst or ranked, number 32 offensive coordinator in the league, like why don't they rank them as well? That was a point that Tom Brady made at one
Good
point in
point.
his career.
I think
Um,
you're right because I think he was talking about. And I don't remember this for sure, but I think he was talking up Charlie Weiss with
yeah.
with that season they had the 2001. I think he said that at that point or years later, but he was referencing Charlie Weiss. I think I remember that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think he was also referencing the fact that Charlie Weiss wasn't successful as a head coach, or the questioning was led down the rabbit hole of, his success, his lack of success as a head coach, and what Tom Brady thought, was the reasoning for that, and
Yeah. Yep.
it went down a rabbit hole. But yeah, I
Well,
I
we do
think
that
that
too.
yeah, for sure. But I do think that. that's a great point that I it doesn't make sense. I mean, it kind of does, but whoever the best quarterback is in the league, do they have the best coordinator, or is that coordinator, the 32nd best?
Hmm.
And that organization should be looking to pair up like the best with the best, and like organizationally and competitive balance. Of course, that's what everybody should want to do in within the organization, is try and get better. So it's not that we don't like this guy, and it's not that we're not having success, but if you're the if you're the worst offensive coordinator out there of the 32 positions, like, let's improve there. Let's make an upgrade.
It
And
would be
again,
fun to
that
figure out
upgrade.
how to do that. It'd be fun to because a GM's job is to figure out not who the biggest name player is, but which player fits best within your system. Then you got to figure
Well,
out what that system is, and then which coordinator creates that system, and like figuring out how that all interacts. I would, I'd be nerdy enough to look into that stuff. I'd have fun with that.
yeah, no, I think it should be literally like something as simple as, all right, the offensive coordinator calls the play. Was that play actually run? Did the defense know what was coming? Did the quarterback all audible to another play? So then that takes the play out of the hands of the OC. So
Yep.
now it's like
Yeah.
you made a terrible call on 3rd and 7, but your quarterback bailed you out. So,
Build you up.
you know,
Yep. Yep. I see
and I
that.
think that's also one of those things. I don't know if you remember the Colts owner when Jim Irsay
Jim
died,
Irsay.
and his daughters took over. One of them was on the sideline with the headset on, listening to the offensive play or offensive play caller, the back and forth. And somebody asked her why, and she's like, "I want to understand if the play's called, is it the I want to understand, and it's not successful, who I should be talking to make an improvement. Should it be the offensive coordinator? Is it the head coach? Is it the quarterback? Like, and is it my job to say something? No, but at the end of the day, I'm cashing the checks, right? So I want to bring them in the office at the end on Monday and say, hey, you were you did a horseshit job at calling these plays because your quarterback was all, again, audibling every play or every third play. And for sure, on every third down, they were audibling. And so you made the wrong play. The defense should be having to make an adjustment to us, not us the other way around. So,
But don't you see how
Yeah,
that could go? That could go horribly wrong because then all of a sudden you have an offensive coordinator taking power away from the quarterback because they're worried about Jim Irsay's daughter coming in and making that call. Like I could also see how it can go horribly wrong too.
horribly
Sorry,
wrong.
Wally. Wally, my bad. I think I
yeah, I
cut you.
can see that. Yeah, I can see that. It could also be seen as micromanaging, but again, within the context of the conversation, it wasn't so that she can take the headset off, walk down five people and rip somebody a new asshole. It was basically so I can evaluate everyone in the organization, not
Yeah,
not
but can you imagine
tomorrow or
as
on
like
the
the
spot.
coach or the quarterback having uh, a lady who's your boss because her dad died pull you into the office and say, "Hey, what were you thinking when you audibled at 3rd and 7 in the third quarter?" You're like, "Fuck you, lady! Like
Seriously.
we've been doing this for 40 years." Like uh, that would potentially drive people, especially people like a Bill Belichick, someone
Out
who
of the
wants to
organization.
rule their organization with an iron fist. It wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
He would quit immediately. And I think a lot of really good coaches would
Well, that
too.
might be the
Like
reason why he's not in the NFL
you gotta
anymore.
hire good people, put them in a position, and let them do their jobs.
Oh no,
Yeah, I
Bill
don't think
Belichick.
she's preventing anybody from doing that in that specific instance, but
Yeah, Belichick's not in the NFL because he won 4 wins. He had 4 wins with the Patriots, and then blamed everybody else for a little while. So that's been tough for him. He'll get back there. He's still going to be the most winningest head coach ever when he comes back. He will next year.
I don't know. With every year that goes
He's
by,
never in the NFL again.
I don't see it happening. He's getting older. Everyone else is getting younger.
Yeah,
He's made a
I mean,
joke of himself.
he needs to have a very remarkable success with the current team that he's coaching in order for him to be considered, in my opinion. I think he's
Yeah,
just
and
made himself irrelevant,
even then, it's a
unfortunately.
long shot. I think.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah. Yeah, man. All right. Do we want to talk Vrabel anymore? I mean, I've been enjoying the memes, all the memes about Diana. Uh, and also, hey, Vrabel was in Tilton, right?
And
Did you
Tilton
guys,
sure
was there a
was at Tilton
spawning?
House.
Was there a, was his entourage included? Was
I
Diana
I
with
don't know
him?
who I don't know who was there. I've not heard that. Um,
Well, I heard that it
but
was
I heard
Diana Rossini who
I've heard
reported that he was at T-Hop.
35,000 Diana Rossini jokes. Even like Tilton House posted something about it. A bunch of people posted stuff on it on around like the Tilton Northfield pages. And every single post was littered with, "Was he with Diana? Where's his girlfriend?" Like, oh my god!
Yeah,
And
I think that's over. I
nobody
think it's
said that
over.
Diana Rossini was reporting this, that he was at T-Hop.
I'm sure a bunch of people did say that, but
I'm
it's
sure somebody
I
said it.
think that's over. I think we're past it. I think
Are
it
we?
No,
was, I think it's over.
I think he's got to start playing some football before it's over.
I think
Yeah, I
With
AJ
agree.
Brown coming over is what at least maybe you're right, Wally, but I think AJ Brown coming over and we start talking real football again, finally, for the love of God. I think it took a lot of attention away from that stuff, which is good.
Yeah, I hope so. The longer we get away from it, the more people will forget it. It is
Yeah.
what it is. His wife is still with him. It's none of
Yep.
our fucking business.
Also true. Yep. Yep.
Hmm. Okay.
Until he stepped away for day three. And there's no way that he could do anything right at that point. Like if he stayed for the draft, then he's this piece of garbage who doesn't care about his family. But then when he leaves for the draft, it becomes a football story. So like when you're at that level, when you are that successful and you are that famous, no matter what you do, there's going to be people who are going to call it one way or the other. So is what it
He
is.
might be right. He might be right. But, most people in that position know not to draw attention to themselves. You know,
Yeah, I
I don't
mean, Bill
know. It's
Belichick
just,
said it pretty here. Stay away from alcohol, stay away from crazy girls. And then apparently he had a breakdown by being that disciplined and decided to do both,
yeah, he
shirtless outside
decided
a
to
prostitute hotel.
go against his best advice. But, when you're 65
Just you've had it. He's done.
and she's under 30,
How
it
old is
changes.
Belichick? He's got to be in his 70s, right? Belichick's got to
I
be in the
don't know.
70s.
Oh yeah, he's
Uh,
like 74 right now, I think.
yeah. And well, it was a 40-year difference, right? Like him and
Yeah.
his still, I mean, they're together, right?
70, 74, yeah.
I was
I
right.
hope their relationship's thriving. I hope so.
Speaking of that age difference, do you know that all these kids who love Michael Jackson right now, listening to the Thriller album, that's the equivalent of when the Thriller album came out was 1982, which means that's the equivalent of people in 1982 deciding that they're going to go back and love some music from 1939. Pretty sure it didn't happen that often.
Well, I mean, it's no different also than us listening to, Chopin or Mozart, right?
Who
Like,
the fuck does that, Nate? I don't.
I mean, but you know who they are. It's kind of the same thing. I mean, it's
Yeah, I know who they are.
it's
Yes.
music. It
But I'm
transcends
not
generations,
but I'm not
Like,
like going down the street with my buddies being like boom. I'm not doing that shit. They are all into Michael Jackson now. It is insane. I don't know what's going on.
I mean,
I just did Mozart, by the way. Do you guys
it's
like
pop
that?
culture. It's pop culture.
Yeah.
What it's just like any other trend. Like it goes around, it flames out, and then at some point, I mean, the Beatles even had some of this happen, right? Like where their popularity waned, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it spiked again due to a movie or a book or one of the Beatles passing away and
Yep.
reigniting, all the
Yep.
interest. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like that people are dancing now, like dancing like Michael Jackson, putting those moves on. Like I think it's cool,
Hmm.
man. Wally
I
loves
never
those moves too. I've seen
I
him.
never did that stuff. That's all I'm saying.
You
No?
still do. You never stop doing that stuff.
Never stop doing it. Can we talk about
Yeah,
my prediction for the Knicks?
Knicks and
sure.
five.
I said Knicks in five, which by the way, last night I thought I was dead on that. And I don't want it to be true. Because to Wally's point, those fans are the worst. They're throwing shit at Wemby. F you, number one. But number two, I thought I was going to be wrong last night and could not believe what I saw because I got the notification on my phone that the game was close. I'm like trying to go to bed, and now I'm stuck. Now I got to watch it. So I'm watching the whole thing to the end, and I was like, "Are you kidding me right now? Did I just see what I just saw? That was insane."
Yeah, that uh yeah, that's again one of those. Charles Barkley said it pretty well. Not only did he say that Cardi B has the wrong initials, it should be Cardi D, but he also said that in order to come back from 29 points down, the other team has to help you. And
They did.
unfortunately, the Spurs probably gave that game to them more than New York earned it.
Yep.
But I honestly, I mean, I want to see it go to game seven and I want to see the Spurs win. I don't know if that, it's probably not. I mean, statistically speaking, it's not going to happen. But I think that if any team could, they've led in every game. They've had ridiculous collapses for sure.
Mhm.
But if any team can, like, just based off their inexperience, learn on the fly, even in the most high pressure situations, they've already, if you look at it, they've already, and their mentality should be, we've already failed enough. We have enough data to correct those mistakes, right? And we have the talent to do it because we've proven that we can. And we just need, it's literally, we know that in these high pressure situations, it's not a coin toss. It's how those individuals handle those pressure situations that's going to make the difference. And of course,
Well,
up to now, they haven't handled it very well, but you can only lose so many times in a 7 game series in so many
oh man.
different ways. And like, I feel like they've experimented with all those. And like, there's no way that as long as they come and show up and do the same things that they're doing and then slightly tweak something, they can beat the Knicks. And the Knicks have to have the other team help them out, in my opinion. And that's part of the luck that's involved. But I don't think the Knicks are the better team. They're the more experienced and obviously efficiency wise through this year and through the playoffs, they've been the best team in the league in the fourth quarter.
And if you could take advantage of the other team's mistakes, I think you are the better team. I actually I can't can I just on point right now say I can't stand it when people say that like this team is the better team. They fucking lost. Like I'm not saying this series. I'm just saying in general when you
Yeah.
hear like in a football game, this other team was the better team. No, they weren't. The Patriots were not the better team against the Giants 2007. They
Yep.
fucking lost. They weren't the better team. Like that's and it's hard. Like I can't stand that. So when I look at the when I was watching the game last night, I was watching New York understand what was happening. And instead of like just burying and it's again part of it's like coaching youth. They bury their heads in their shoulders and they give up so fast. They were so good at what they did. They never gave up, no matter how much they were down. And they saw that San Antonio was trying to play like they're the Celtics, just jacking up threes all the time, and
hmm
thought somehow that would help them. And clearly, when New York realized they were doing that, they stepped it up a little bit. I just think New York right now is the better team. Um, I don't want New York to win just because to Wally's point, the fans are so ridiculous, but I think they pull it off. So and also I'm gonna stop talking after this, but it's San Antonio the next two, and then or is it
No,
five, six?
I think it's 1-1-1.
1-3.
Goes
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It goes back
So
and
if
forth for
so
the
if
next
there's a
three.
game seven, it goes to San Antonio.
Yeah,
So I think if we go to game seven, San Antonio actually wins that. That makes sense, right?
it does. And again, I think that they can do that. That they're talented enough. They have again. through the first three quarters. They just gotta. I hope that they can figure out the fourth quarter. And like again, some of that's coaching, some of it is also players, some of it's leadership in
Yep,
general, right? Like,
they're
and
young.
I think that it's almost easily correctable. The mistakes that they're making, although egregious, and like everyone's like shaking their head, like how can you let that happen? Just like, again, silly things like De'Aaron Fox. He's got a lot of heat, right? He tries to shoot a layup with what, like 11 seconds left. The right thing to do would have been, and this is the equivalent of a running back that's got a breakaway touchdown, and they slide at the one. Like he needed to slide at the one. He needed to pull back, not shoot that shot, and let time come off the clock. Just like you said that they were shooting, jacking up three pointers. I think the statistic was like 10 3 pointers in the second half that they shot they had over 10 seconds left in the shot clock. So like that's a lot of time that they could have taken off the clock to either get a better shot or still jack up a three. But like that time is what you need. And then, I think Wembenyama is probably somebody that can handle the situation where he can say that he choked, and he probably should come out and say that in the next couple days. Like I choked. I missed four free throws in the fourth quarter. Like that's unacceptable. And he can be better because he admits that, but because he goes with that storyline instead of letting people talk about it and debate over it. Like, no, I choked. Like, I'm better than that. I'm
Yep.
gonna be better than that. Our teams are gonna be better than that. We're more prepared for the next game. So, yeah, it's again the whole coaching thing and the pressure situations. You're right about, you know, the team that won is the better team, regardless of if they take advantage of the mistakes that the other team makes. They're more experienced. They are better. But again, you could argue, and I will argue, the Spurs have, outscored the Knicks for the first three quarters. Like, uh, unfortunately, the Knicks are finding a way to win. But is it them finding it, or again, is San Antonio's inexperience kind of
Yeah,
handing
it's hard
them?
to say. The Jalen Brunson, especially, is a fourth quarter guy, right? This is what he's done his whole career. So I don't think it's
Yeah.
fair to say. I feel like the Knicks have been doing this for the last couple of years, winning big down the stretch. They give up big, huge leads and run it. They did it against the Celtics a couple of times. So I still think it's a level of inexperience by the San Antonio Spurs and the Knicks having been in games like this over the last couple of years. That's why, and I think that, I mean, with that needing one more game, I don't think San Antonio stands a chance. They're too volatile. They're too young for them to go into Madison Square. I just don't see them winning. I see this. I see the Knicks ending it probably game five,
Hmm.
and then San Antonio comes back. San Antonio's gonna be really good for the next decade, so they get nothing. They got nothing really to worry about long term. The Knicks, this could be the only shot they have. Um,
Yeah, you might
they're
be
not
right.
set up like OKC. They're not set up like San Antonio. The Knicks need to win this year because the Celtics are coming back for that Eastern Conference championship next year,
Yeah, they are.
motherfuckers.
Yes, they are.
They are, yeah. And I think the Spurs are going to force a game seven, and then
That's crazy.
we'll talk about game seven when we get there. But I think they are.
You think they're going to
It's
win the
not
next?
that it's not that far fetched. They got to win in New York, which they've already done. They got to win at home, which they've already done. Or I'm sorry, they haven't
They've
already
not
won at
done.
home. So that would be a change. But
Nobody
again, I think
loses when they're nobody loses 3-1. Shit, that's not true. The Celtics did. God damn it.
that's true. Yep,
this
100%.
playoff.
Just now, actually, that happened.
Felt like a lifetime ago.
Hey, is Brown are we trading Brown?
This talk. Bill Simmons came on and said today that the Celtics' pursuit of Giannis is real.
Really?
Really? Would that be like a three-team trade or just like a straight up?
There's a lot of different iterations.
Oh.
And there's other people I'm watching it right now. There's other people are saying that there's anybody is tradable on the Celtics roster except for Jason Tatum.
Oh. Well, I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, right? That kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Having said that, I don't know. Do you want to trade Jaylen Brown for Giannis? Jaylen Brown had
Yes.
a hell of a year.
Yep, but I would if we're going to keep
Giannis has had some significant injuries over the last couple of years.
sure.
He's taken a beating in his career.
Yep. But when Tatum got injured last year, we weren't going to beat the Knicks in that series. That we were already done. So it's not that either Tatum or Brown suck. It's that again, I always think football, like you got to have the right mix. And those two could be a number one on any team, but when they're together, I think maybe it's just not the right mix. So you bring Giannis in, maybe that does help. Maybe I'm wildly off base, but maybe it does.
I think you're wildly off base. Giannis is a an all time great. Don't get me wrong. Um,
I don't think
sorry,
Giannis.
sorry. I think I just loud thunder. I think that was thunder. That was really loud.
Thunderstorm?
I think so.
Oh, cool.
No, that was your old lady. That was your old lady farting, man.
I'm going to tell you. Said, oh, you got that on tape. Wait till I tell her, honey, watch the pod. Nate talked about you.
She has never. She like you has never watched an episode, and never
I
will.
have so watched episodes. She has not. You're right, but I have. Maybe she'll watch the menopause one. Who knows?
She might.
Maybe she will.
She might.
Maybe she
That's up
will.
her alley.
That is up her alley. You're right. Maybe that's the demographic I'm going for. Some hot single moms.
Then you might
Hot
want
single
to find two
moms.
new co-hosts because
Not talking about
that's
you.
not our
I'm
strength.
talking about your wife. Some hot single moms that are going through menopause and they're no, never mind. All right. No, that was thunder, Wally. Chill out. That was thunder.
I actually got to get going soon. I'm exhausted.
So wait, if you give us a 5 minute warning, what are we talking about for five?
You asking me?
Oh, Wally, he said, well, he's got to go.
Yeah.
So I figured he could give us the 5 minutes. What
Oh,
was
no. You go. What's next on the list? You tell me.
He has nothing to talk about. What's next on the list? Is there something politically that you want to talk about that
Yeah,
can
I
take
think this,
5 minutes?
I would love to say this. I think the economy is great. The war in Iran's going splendidly. I know as an American exactly what's happening, how it's happening. I feel like we have a clear path, and I'm just fucking thrilled that we all voted for Trump. I'm just thrilled.
A clear path to what?
Good news. He announced today that the war is basically over. They've come to an agreement, and this time, I feel like it's true. Iran hasn't said it yet.
Actually,
yeah.
Iran came out in the past 20 minutes and said that's bullshit. So it's cool though. But like, I believe Trump. I believe Trump.
Yeah, I'm just so disillusioned with all of it. And I'm not even like he's doing what he's doing. I'm just so disillusioned with the people that aren't able to say objectively, like, yeah, this sucks, man. Like, this isn't what I voted for. This is not what he had campaigned on. This is not like any of that. Like he talked about cutting, like what good is Doge if you're just going to triple the money we're spending on foreign war? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter how much money we cut out of our government, things that help America, when you're going to drop off trillions and trillions of dollars in the Middle East.
Yeah.
When you campaign primarily on getting out of wars and not jumping into it, like, when are people going to be able to say, yeah, man, he lied to us?
I would hope now, but they still won't. Most still won't. There was a
I don't know how
Nebraska.
I don't know how your investments look. Mine are tanked. They look awful. It has been a shitty year in the stock market. It's been a shitty year in my retirement account. Gas is continuing to be ridiculously high. Inflation's up over 4%.
Wally,
And he says I love inflation. He comes out yesterday and says he loves inflation.
Wally,
Like, come on.
Wally, Don't
I was able to say
worry.
Biden was fucked at the end. I was able to say, Biden really sucked. He made some really shitty decisions. He clearly is out of it. But people can't say that, hey, dude, Trump's falling asleep for the fifth time this goddamn meeting and nobody thinks it's a big deal.
Walter, it's going to be okay because Trump right now, before the UFC fight, he's selling some Trump commemorative coins. And if you could
The
just buy
corruption.
one, if you could just buy one for yourself, maybe that will pull you out of the debt. It'll give you the hope that you need, and the
I
gas
haven't
prices will go
even
down.
It's a
I
lucky
haven't even
charm.
touched on the
It's a lucky
corruption. I
charm as
haven't even
well as a
touched on the
coin.
corruption.
I know. I
The
just can't
corruption
stand it. I
alone
can't
ought to
stand
make
it.
people want to throw up with
Hmm.
what's going on. What's happening with his son, Eric? Uh,
It's
like
terrible.
what the contracts he bought into. Have you seen what happened with that mineral company,
Hmm. Dude,
I
or
haven't.
what Ivanka is doing with that island? And Jared, they just bought that. Like, what is going on here?
sorry, Nate. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. So fill me in. On the island, what's this all about?
The island. Let me pull up the actual. Let me pull up the actual story so that I don't give you misquoted. It's Jared and Ivanka Island. There it is. It's the second thing. Um, they were given, so Ivanka plans a luxury resort and a protected beach. Local and conservations aren't thrilled. They, Junes. She, they got access to a unbelievable, beautiful 1,400 hectare private island in the middle of the Mediterranean. Um, The luxury venture has sparked large street protests in the capital of Tirana, where demonstrators carried broader backlash from the citizens in Albania. This was all protected like national forests that nobody could develop, and then somehow the Trumps got them.
So Ivanka basically said like, "Hey, this is your protected shit. It's mine."
There's
Is
a
that
there's
kind of
a
what happened?
It's
there's
hers and her
a
son's, I'm guessing. Who's Jared? Jared Trump, right? Like their
Jared
son?
Kushner.
Kushner.
That's her husband.
Oh.
Yeah. So
And it's
just that
Kushner's
stuff.
private equity fund. The government of Albania had to release the island, and it didn't go to up to bid. It literally went right to the Trumps. Um, Eric invested in a mining company that went public and then almost immediately got $600 million worth of government contracts. The government, the IPO of said mining company then went public and they made billions of dollars. Look what he's done with crypto. Oh my God. And we're still, and people are still talking about, and I'd kind of like to circle back to um, Biden's son there. Has anyone seen what he's been doing on Twitter in the last
Oh,
week?
I saw.
Hunter?
I've seen.
Oh my fucking God. But people are still talking about him being on the board of some company in the Ukraine making $60,000, whatever ridiculous amount of money he was making, when the Trumps are making billions and billions and billions of dollars off of all us idiots.
Yep. No,
What
we are
what
all
has Hunter
fools.
been saying?
He said something like,
Oh, he's
"So."
act.
No,
Yeah,
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Walter.
No, you go ahead. He's just been on. He's on Twitter. He's like responding to everything. He's very active. He's just bashing. He's just bashing everybody. He's owning his shit. He's just been very funny. He's been very quick witted and very funny on Twitter over the last week.
Yeah.
Like kind of
Think
no,
he's
he
gonna
doesn't
run
give a
for
shit.
president or what?
No,
In this fucked up country, I wouldn't be
actually,
surprised.
maybe. Yeah.
Listen, we elected a reality
He has a
star, so anything
following.
can happen.
Yeah, he has a following, right?
Sure does.
I can't
Grab a
believe
little
so.
button.
So there was Adam Kissinger, who's a Republican, came out and said that the way Trump is dealing with the White House, it now looks like the patio of a TGI Fridays. You get a Nebraska Republican saying that he can tell that Iran's taking advantage of Trump because Trump is so desperate to make a deal to show that he can make a deal that they know what his angle is, so they're just playing him the entire time. So there are some Republicans, and I'll give them credit for coming out fucking finally, always too late, to basically be like, oh, maybe this isn't working out. like, so I'll give them the credit I guess they deserve for finally doing it. But like Walter, to your point, you and I both saw Biden probably 2 years in. Like, what is happening? And we were able to admit it. Where I feel like some of our Republican counterparts are just so goddamn stubborn sometimes that their vote was their vote. America's America. And like this is we finally got our country back, and I have a hard time with that. And Nate, if you're one of those people, I'm really sorry. I don't think you are, but like I'm just saying that sometimes you have to look at objective truths and not blame the administration before you, literally, for what you did in the administration prior to that. Like you know what I mean? Like he was there 4 years, then there was Biden, then there was him. Biden screwed up real bad, and I think that in the second the second half of his term really bad. He lied to America about his mental capacity. That's unforgivable in my opinion. I can tell you my guy made a mistake. So many people still look at Trump like he can't make a mistake, and that bothers me.
Well, I think we've talked about it before, but I think that this America is so disconnected from politics that this is the reason, this is the outcome of that. Like, there isn't a lot of awareness, or there
Yeah.
is awareness, and people aren't willing to express their thoughts. And that's also why the two the two candidates that were up on a ballot, the last presidential candidacy, because there's disinterest from the majority of the American public. And the majority of the American public is not interested in politics, is not involved. So that's where again, in my opinion, we're stuck with the people that are on the ballot. And here we are. Like I'd have no problem saying like the wrong choice was made. Like, but I don't think that the other person on the ballot was the right choice either. So
Yeah, it's tough.
I,
No, no. Wally was
um,
right when it comes to Democrats. I hope we figured it out. You got to stop pre-picking your presidential candidate and not giving people a chance to vote. Wally, because I was all about, I tried my best to spin the Kamala Harris thing, and you were like, nope, shut the up. This is what happened. And you were right. That's why people are so disenfranchised, is because we
Mhm.
decided, the Democratic Party decided, this is your candidate, this is who it's going to be. And then it just, no one cared anymore. And that's
No,
how,
and they've been doing it for years. They did it with Hillary too.
yep. Well,
And
Barack Obama
I
beat
like
that.
Hillary. I think Hillary is one of the most the hatred for her like blows my mind.
Yeah,
She's
no.
so hated unfairly.
Oh,
And I'm not going to sit here and say I'm her biggest fan, but like she is unbelievably hated. Um, and the Democrats anointed her the next candidate. I think Bernie could have beat her that election if it had been a fair
oh my
fight.
God. Yes. Yep.
yeah.
He could have beat Biden too if it were a fair fight.
Yeah, it would have been a little harder, but yeah, potentially.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
All right.
if we're gonna pop off for a second, I will show you. I'll tell you guys my plan real quick. If we're gonna end.
Yeah, we'll do
Yeah,
after you're done with that, we'll do the vibe and then one
yeah,
Oh
give
last
us a
no,
question.
vibe.
the vibe I already sent it. It's for
No, no,
the first
no.
time. Oh
I thought you were giving us your
He wants to do that off camera.
yeah. So I meant pop off camera. Nate, I know it's your favorite.
yeah, you guys have a phone conversation. If it's not good enough for the video feed, I don't
Oh,
want to talk about it.
that just hurts my feeling.
I
I
mean,
mean, you paused. Only one of us has paused the recording so far today, buddy, and it wasn't Chet or I.
it had nothing to do with the content other than I had to take a shit. Like that's all I needed to
Listen,
pause.
I'm just the facts. I'm just sticking to the facts here.
That's true, but it has nothing to do with me saying things off of camera that I don't want people to know about. Like, I don't
I
know.
know
That's not,
you're
I
shitting
didn't
off
think
camera,
that's why we started this.
talking
Didn't
shit.
think, didn't think that's why we started this. But yes,
I think there's things
Chet.
that's not appropriate to put out to the masses. And if you're talking about the planning of your life or your projection, I don't think that's necessarily needs to be done. Is for public consumption.
Well,
But
I didn't,
but you can
I
talk
don't,
to your best friends can talk to you about it, and
Yeah,
that's more my thought.
sure.
it's a fair thought.
Let's have your vibe, Chet. What's your
All right,
vibe?
so it's "Don't Give In" by Snow Patrol because it's the first song I ever heard my daughter singing to when she was like 4 or 5, and I was like, she's singing along, and it made me very proud. And since she graduated 8th grade today, that's my vibe.
That's
I love
awesome,
Snow
man.
Patrol.
That's pretty cool that she graduated eighth grade, man. That means we're getting old.
Yeah, well, I
Oh
mean,
wait, I'm already a grandfather, so I've been
you've
there.
been getting
You're
old for a
just now
while. Yeah,
seeing that come around. Like, damn, I'm getting old.
we're catching up.
Unfortunately, yes, you guys are. All right, my vibe of the week is your son might like this song actually, Chet Cameron. Frank Forrest, "Heaven on This Earth" is the name of it. It's
Adding it
it's
now.
more rap than singing or like a Justin Bieber-ish, but it's rap. It's pretty good. I think he'll like it if he hasn't ever heard of it.
Frank Forrest, Heaven
That's
on
my
Earth.
vibe of the week. One of the members actually put me onto that at the gym because she's like, "Hey, can you play this song while we're working out?" I'm like, "I've never heard it," but I'm always about trying to create someone else's vibe in the gym if they ever ask me to play a certain song for them. So, and I think it's a banger. So, anyway,
So it's Frank Forrest, Heaven on Earth.
yeah, "Heaven on This Earth."
Ah, found it.
I can send you the link, but
Forrest
yeah, it's
Frank.
good.
You got it. No, I got it. And also,
Yeah.
Nate, before we go off, what are you doing this weekend?
What am I doing? I'm going to Tennessee. I'll be doing I think it's called the Mayhem affiliate conference. Mayhem is a gym, a CrossFit gym in Tennessee. It's owned by the original. Well, he's not the original, but he's the one that Rich Froning is his name. He's the guy that made CrossFit like super famous. And then when he stepped away, Matt Frazier took the torch and won a bunch of fittest men on earth titles in a row. But anyway, his gym is Mayhem, and they promote a lot of stuff for CrossFit. And I'm going to schmooze with a bunch of people in the CrossFit world. They're all super successful. Learn some stuff and talk to them about CrossFit. So, and we get to work
Nice.
out. We do a bunch of
Go get
workouts
it.
together. So, yeah.
Go get
So it'll be good. Yeah. So I got one last question for y'all.
it.
How do you make a waterbed bouncier? You add spring water.
Oh,
That's the dad joke of the week. Thanks for getting on, y'all. Love y'all. We got to make sure that we come on next week or the week after that. Get back to our routine, even though I know our lives are not routine. So, especially
Absolutely.
at y'all's age and seasons of your life, like your kids take priority. But yeah, I understand that. All right, love y'all.
oh, my summer
Love
Thanks
you,
for
my
man.
getting
summer
on.
schedule. Night, boys. Love you.